Are you looking for the perfect side dish for your next barbecue? You've got to try these grilled potatoes. Hey guys, I'm Nikki Sizemore. Welcome to my kitchen. Welcome back to my channel. We are in the middle of my summer entertaining series with Spark Grills. Be sure to check out my grilled romesco appetizer from last week. This week, we're moving on to the main course. I'm going to show you my tips for throwing a fuss-free, easy, but delicious summer barbecue, as well as show you how to make grilled potatoes. These potatoes are a game changer. They're so good, they're so easy to make, they taste like French fries, and we're going to take them over the top with a really simple herbed aioli sauce. Don't forget to like and subscribe, that way you won't miss out on any of my wholesome, family-friendly, and naturally gluten-free recipes. Before we jump into the potatoes, let's talk meats. So I visited my local butcher, Chris, at Marble Meat Shop right down the road. He gave me some great tips for selecting meats that are easy to grill, but way better than just burgers and dogs. So here's what he gave me. First, a bavette steak. This comes from the flank. Sometimes it's called bib or flap, and it tastes like a mix between a skirt steak and a flank steak. So juicy and so easy to cook. It's perfect for a crowd. Next, we decided to go for some sausages. These are kielbasas. They're already cooked, they're smoked, so they're kind of foolproof. All we're gonna do is crisp them up on the grill. And then lastly, I wanted some chicken, and I was gonna go with boneless, skinless chicken thighs, but he recommended boneless skin-on chicken thighs. And that skin is gonna keep the chicken really moist, and it's also gonna crisp up on the grill. So to prep these for the grill, again, the whole point of this whole barbecue is to keep things really easy. So I'm just gonna do a nice, simple salt and pepper. Don't need to season the sausages. Those are already fully seasoned. We'll just season up the chicken thighs. All right, the meats are seasoned up. You could always add a spice rub, but I'm just keeping it super simple today. Set these aside, let them come to room temperature, and we'll get started on the potatoes. So first, we're gonna make that herbed aioli. This is so easy, and it's so good with those warm potatoes. 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, grate in a garlic clove. If you have the time, I also recommend just letting this garlic steep in the lemon juice for about 5 to 10 minutes because it's going to mellow out that garlic flavor. And we'll add a cup of mayonnaise. For a vegan version, you could just use a vegan mayo. And then a whole bunch of fresh herbs. I just snipped these from my garden. Here I've got a mix of chives, basil, and a little oregano. You're aiming for about 2 tablespoons of herbs. All right, all these herbs are gonna go right in here. Salt and pepper, as always. And we'll just whisk it together. The nice thing about this is that you can make it a day or 2 ahead of time. Give it a little taste for salt and pepper. I could swim in that stuff. So you can pop this in the fridge until you need it, because right now I wanna get started on the potatoes. All right, so for the potatoes, you can use Yukon Gold potatoes, Rust potatoes, or sweet potatoes for this recipe. I love Yukon Golds because they're a little buttery and a little sweeter than russets, but whatever you got. Now you wanna slice them into 1/4-inch slices. Okay, so we've got the potatoes in a bowl. All we're going to do is season them with salt and pepper. Next, I'm adding granulated garlic. This provides so much flavor, but it won't burn on the grill like fresh garlic will. And then about 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. And we'll just toss these to coat in all those seasonings and in the olive oil. All right, potatoes are ready to go on the grill. My meats have come to room temperature. They're ready. Let's head outside and light up the grill. Today I'm using my Spark Grill. You guys know I love this grill. So easy, so precise. And I'm gonna use the everyday brick because it'll last long enough for me to cook both the meat and the potatoes. And dessert, but you gotta stay tuned because that's coming next week. We're gonna set the grill temperature to 600 degrees, which is medium high to high heat on a regular grill, depending on what kind of grill you have. No matter what you're cooking, you wanna make sure you clean and oil the grill grates. All right, we're gonna grill all of these meats at the same time, but here are my tips. We're gonna put the steak right in the center. This is where it's hottest. We wanna get a nice char. Arrange the chicken skin side down, right around the steak. And then we'll put the sausages on the outside. Remember, these are already cooked through, but we're just looking to warm them up and get them nice and crispy. Oh, it smells so good. We're gonna give that steak a flip. Oh, you can see how caramelized it is. Now for the chicken, you just wanna make sure that you rearrange it on the grill. That way it'll cook evenly. I'm gonna brush the chicken thighs with some barbecue sauce. Whenever you're adding a sweet sauce, like a barbecue sauce, you wanna add it toward the end of cooking. That way it's gonna turn sticky and caramelized, but it is not going to burn. So I'm gonna add the sauce, we'll give them another flip, sauce them on the other side, and they'll be ready to pull. All right, it is time to pull everything off the grill. Look at how crispy this chicken is, and then these kielbasa sausages. Let's close the lid while we grab the potatoes. And reduce the heat to 500 degrees. Arrange the potatoes directly on the grill grate. Let's give them a look. Oh, beautiful. So the trick here is you wanna really be sure to rearrange the potatoes on the grill. You just kinda wanna play like little hokey pokey. I wish you guys could smell these. They smell just like fries. Oh, the potatoes look beautiful. You can tell they're done when a knife slides right easily through. We're gonna transfer these to a platter. The potatoes aren't quite done yet. Let me show you how I finish these off, and then it's time to eat. All right, now you can serve these potatoes just as they are, but we're gonna take things over the top because that's what I love to do. So we're gonna douse them in some grated Parmigiano Reggiano cheese and some chives. This is what I do for my baked oven fries, which I'll link to below. So good, because you get that nuttiness and that extra hit of umami from the Parmesan, and then that brightness from the chives. Totally optional, but highly recommended. You can totally serve this as an appetizer. This is a beautiful way to kick off a party. We're gonna serve it as a side dish, but I think I need to taste it, right? Just to make sure. They're so good. They're crispy, they're hot. That creamy aioli with all of those herbs and the garlic. This is a match made in heaven. Now I've been just keeping the meats warm, tented with foil. Let's slice them up and head out to the party. Be sure to slice the bavette against the grain. You can see the grain runs this way, so we're gonna slice this way. I like to do nice thin slices. One more tip. If you want to instantly elevate a platter of grilled meat, serve it with some sauces. You can totally go for a homemade sauce like the grilled romesco that I made last week, which I will link to, or you can make it really easy and just use a good quality store-bought sauce, which is what I'm doing today. So I have some barbecue sauce for the chicken. This is what I use to baste the chicken in. And then I have an herby chimichurri sauce. This is so good with the steak. We've got our meats ready to go. The grilled potatoes are ready. All I'm gonna do is toss together a big green salad, and then it's time to eat. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I've included a link below to the full recipe, and stay tuned because next week we are going to make an easy dessert to cap off this fuss-free barbecue. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I want to give a special thanks to Spark Grills for making this video possible. I'll see you guys next time.